we go. You'll see it live on Facebook. Hello and welcome to Pandemic Pantry, episode number, I think it's 3 now. Is it, Dom? Yes. Oh, I just muted you. Unmute you. Here we are. Tonight is going to be freaking epic. I can tell already. We have some real pantry fun going on here. Dom's just discovered thousands of dollars worth of jewelry in her pantry.
Yeah.
Something, you know, and Sky's just discovered a bit of a jackpot as well, but not so exciting. And she's cooking in her neighbor's pantry. So this is going to be heaps of fun. So for those of you who are jumping on, please say hello. I'm just going to bring it up and I'm going to share it. As we do that, I'll introduce myself. I'm Jess Claire. I'm here because this is so much fun and I love watching people do these things. Dom is our celebrity chef, our resident celebrity chef. She does this because she loves making a difference and demonstrating to people what they can do with their pantries. Ooh, there I am. Hello, Jody, Jennifer, Trish. Anything you want to say, Dom? Do you want to share this little story?
Yes, yeah. So about 4 years ago, I think about 3 years ago, my mother had an accident at home and broke both her ankles. And she was in hospital and rehab for about 6-7 months. Anyway, the day that it happened, there was an ambulance came to the house and everything. She lives around the corner from me and I had the restaurant. She gave me all her jewelry in one of those little Japanese purses with the zip. So she gave me the jewelry and amongst the chaos of ambulance trying to take her out and me trying to sort out everything. And anyway, and she said, can you look after this for me and put it in a safe place? Immediately as a chef, I went, I'll just put it into your freezer. And she said, no, that'll be the first place people will look and da-da-da. So I thought, okay, I'll put it in a really safe place. Well, consequently, she never asked me for the jewelry ever. So there was I never said to her while she was in hospital, oh, Mum, by the way, this is where I've put your jewelry. She never asked me, Dominique, by the way, where did you put the jewelry? Anyway, so I've forgotten and it completely has left my mind for 3 years. And it is probably about 20 grams worth of jewelry that she gave me. And so I've been carrying around, first of all, the guilt of not being able to find my mother's jewelry. Secondly, can't remember where it was, where I put it. And I was going through my pantry, bloody pandemic pantry rocks. I was going through my pantry and sorting out my teas. God bless, it was in a box of organic green tea, the little purse. Literally, I moved it and it fell out. And this isn't the first time I've gone through my pantry in 3 years. Like I clean out my pantry regularly and I move stuff around, but it was the first time this little box kind of tipped over. So immediately, of course, I burst into tears and had some emotional women's release of all the angst. Called my mother and she lives around the corner, so she's come over. So I got to be honest, for me, this whole pandemic pantry has been a bloody fabulous day today and really good vibes coming into my life. So yeah, it's been awesome. So that's my story.
I know, it's awesome. And Sky, you can give us a little bit of a rundown on your fun afternoon. But before we get into that, hello everyone who's joining. Hello Trish, she says, hey Jody and Abby. Malik, hey. Jen, hello. Oh wow, Dom. Abby, hey Trish. Oh, you okay? That's you. Okay. Hey, beautiful. Leave us a message. Hey Maggie, if you're jumping on, we're going to go to these awesome contestants here that we've got. I'd love to introduce you to these awesome entrepreneurs, which is all about what these shows about. Showing you about all these amazing leaders that exist in this community that we have. Ron Mulder, our first contestant here. Ron and I met at a course. It's amazing, man. We met at a course years ago. We became besties instantly. And we now, Ron is a awesome isogenics dude. That's what I'm gonna call you, an isogenics influencer. Yeah. And he's made his living out of isogenics. And he's an awesome coach and health coach and all into things health. And he's come on because he's very excited to see how the 5 things other than isogenics in his pantry are going to work tonight.
Awesome.
So what do you want to say about that? Do you want to introduce yourself? How did you end up here?
Well, I ended up here because I got an invite. So it's hard to say no to Jess. So here we are. and totally looking forward to the experience. I don't do a lot of cooking because, I have shakes and stuff like that, but I do like real food, but I usually eat out to have real food. So tonight, it'll be a real experience to actually make it myself.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. And Ron said to me, he goes, "Oh, Jess, I have nothing in my fridge. I have to go shopping." And I'm like, "No, don't buy anything. That's the fun. I like to put Dom to the test. I like to really, really test her." So you literally thought you had nothing. You're like, "I have nothing." So this is going to be great. And she's already created some form of cuisine just before we started behind the scenes. Anyway, thank you for being here, Ron. We'll come back to you shortly and we'll get started. And now we have the spiritual accountant.
Hello.
AKA Abby. I can never pronounce it.
Abby B. Benvenue. So it's like Avenue, but Benvenue.
Like Avenue. Okay, that's good to know. I've never asked you. Dom said, what's her name? And I was like, Abby, I don't know. That's all I got.
Abby B or Abby Benvenue.
Abby Benvenue. And Abby is awesome. She is she's also an entrepreneur in accounting, but the spiritual accountant. So she does sound healing, she does healings, she does all sorts of things that are spiritual. and she's an accountant. So how did you end up here?
You asked me. No. Yeah. I watched your other show that we were part of, and I think I expressed interest in this entertainment business that is emerging on Facebook. So when you extended the offer to participate tonight, I was like, yeah, so let's change it up. Like, I don't know how to cook, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Jodie's not so sure. So your assistant over here is your housemate, Jodie?
Yeah. This is Jodie, my assistant tonight. And she's here to help because my skills are quite limited. I generally cook 2-minute noodles for my kids.
Yeah. Jodie keeps like pointing out that you're actually a really good cook and she thinks that you're underselling yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, it's like you're like hiding the competition, aren't you? You're like gonna wait until you get started and you're like, yes, it's on. Yeah, that's right.
I'm very competitive.
All right. Well, thank you both for being on here. You wait. This is going to be heaps of fun. Heaps and heaps of fun. How do you, Trish just goes, how do you know Jodie, Jess? I don't know.
I don't know.
So random.
Yes. How do you know Jodie?
How do I know Jodie? So for everyone watching, just because you've pointed it out, everyone, Jodie is one of my exes. We dated for a couple of months and she's now one of my best friends. So she just happens to live with Abby. I've asked her to be on the show about 30 times. She shows zero interest. And so Abby came to me and said, I want to be on the show. I want to be on the show. So I go after, I'm more of a pull system, not a push. So I look for people who want to be on the show. And if I ask 30 times, I don't even bother anymore. So that's Jodie. Thank you both for being here. Thanks for doing this, Jodie. Awesome. So now we'll move to Sky. This is going to be fun.
For sure.
So Sky, what happened with your pantry today?
Okay, so I had pest control in a couple of days ago. We've got some little cockroaches running around all of our units. And so I thought, yeah, no, we're good to go. And yesterday and today I've been cleaning the kitchen and putting all the stuff back in the cupboards. And about an hour before we were due to go on, I just seen some stuff on top of the pantry and I was like, no, it's really annoying me. It looks untidy. So I got it down and cockroaches went everywhere. I found their mother nest thing and it was disgusting. And I sprayed it and they just spread everywhere and it's taped off now.
Okay, all right. You're a little stressed, weren't you? You're a little stressed. You're like, oh my God.
Sort of, yeah, like, because I was just like, oh, because just, it's hard cooking in someone else's kitchen.
Well, that's what's going to make tonight fun. So as I pointed out to you before tonight, that this is actually going to be fun watching you cook in someone else's kitchen. It's going to be half the entertainment.
You keep reminding me how much you're going to enjoy this.
Yeah, and we're yes, and this is your daughter?
This is my daughter, Ellie.
Hello,
She's going to be
Ellie.
my second chef today.
That's right. And awesome. So thank you, Ellie. Thanks for being on here and helping your mum out. She's a little stressed.
Yeah, she's standing by the camera going.
No. Oh, you got the wrong show if you want perfection. You got the wrong host.
I'm not even stressed.
No, it's good. It's perfect.
Too fast and then messes up.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Sky. Thanks for the entertainment. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna hand you now over to your coach Dom for the evening. Dom, take it away.
Right. So I have I've already had a little bit of a look through people's pantries, just because last time it was taking us a bit long to look through everyone's pantries. And you've all got, I'm going to just give a little bit of an explanation on each person's pantry so that the viewers have a bit of an idea. So Abby is vegetarian kind of when she feels like it. So she's got a lot of, she's like me. I love a vegetarian when you feel like it. She's got a lot of vegetables on hand, hazelnut milk, sweet potatoes, lentils. She's got some laksa paste, coconut milk. She does a lot of laksas and curries, so we're not going to be doing that tonight. She does have some vegan dumplings and bits and pieces in her freezer, but I'm actually going to get her to do some real cooking, and you guys are going tonight to make empanadas. So you're going to make an empanada pastry, and you're going to stuff the empanadas with lentils, potatoes, vegetables. So it's a really nice spicy kind of lentil vegetable mix in the empanada, and you're going to make them in kind of large, almost like a big ravioli. Yeah. So we're going to make a pastry, and then you're going to roll the pastry out. You cut that out, you put the filling on, put a piece on top. Seriously, so easy. And then they just get light, really shallow fried, and they come up gorgeous on the outside with this lovely spicy lentil vegetable mix on the inside. So that's what the girls are going to be making. Ron, who is our typical kind of very much, yes, an eat out person, Ron barely has anything in his fridge and probably would have more stuff in his freezer. So this is a really, Ron's an excellent example of being able to kind of pull a few things out of the freezer, but create a dish that might be a little bit different. Ron, I didn't check with before, but do you have eggs?
Yes.
Awesome. So Ron, you and your gorgeous partner, Lynn, are going to be doing a Korean rice bowl with fried eggs. And the only thing you guys really have to do is marinate that steak.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of marinating the steak. We're going to cut really thinly, kind of slice the steak and marinate that so it becomes really nice and tender. You've got that fabulous fried rice in the freezer. You've also got those beautiful green beans and mushrooms, which we're going to use as part of your Korean rice bowl, and then with a little kind of fried egg on top. So you've got a good veg component, you've got the fried rice, which has got more vegetables in it, and you've also got the steak, and it just means that you'll be able to kind of really stretch this out so that one steak will feed the two of you with a little egg on top that packs another amount of protein. And are you really into like low protein, you're in low carb, high protein, you're into the isogenic, which I've done isogenics actually, which were really good. And I think that's going to be a great dish for yourself and your partner that you can throw together, and using a couple of things from your freezer, combining them instead of just sitting down, someone going, oh, I'll have something from my freezer, I'll just have the fried rice, and not really knowing how to kind of combine it to make a complete meal. And Sky and Ellie, you two, I thought, how many of you in the family, Sky? You got Ellie, have you got other children?
Yeah, I've got a 7-year-old and a sometimes 2-year-old. Well, he's always 2, but he's here sometimes.
Okay, awesome. So what we're going to do is a really gorgeous kind of a bake that's going to be in a good accompaniment with either your coleslaw, and like if you can just kind of eat that as a main dish, or you can have it with something else. So it's going to have your potatoes, peas, onions, and we're going to make a nice sort of a garlicky cheese kind of sauce to go over the top, and then bake it off in the oven. So it's a nice kind of family one. It'll be great tonight, great the next day. Then you can either chop it up and throw it into an omelette, you know, if you get a bit sick of it after the day after that. So you've got a few different options. Or we can make gnocchi for you girls if you want to make gnocchi, if you want something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And we could put the bacon into the gnocchi if you wanted to do like a bacon gnocchi or something like that with a cream sauce. So if you want to make gnocchi and try something new, instead of doing a bit of a bake, yeah, thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. All right. So listen, we're going to start with yourself, Sky and Ellie. So what you need to do is, I would say, put, you want to cook gnocchi for the 3 of you. I'd be putting kind of two potatoes, four of you cooking 4, 3 potatoes into a pot. Just give them a bit of a scrub. You don't need to peel them. Put 3 potatoes into a pot on the stove. You want to pull out your peas, onions, bacon, cream, garlic, and cream cheese.
Do we want the potatoes whole or chopped up?
No, whole.
Okay.
So boiling. So start doing that. Just keep your peas and stuff on the side, and you can start slicing up your onions, because we're going to add that into a sauce. So we're going to do a gnocchi, potato gnocchi with a bacon, onion, green pea, lovely creamy sauce on top. Be delicious.
Yum.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Ron, to start for yourself, I'm going to get you to pull out those shots, that flavour shots that you had. Yes, beautiful. So one of those, is there like a marinade shot, right? Yeah, beautiful. One of those you're going to put onto your steak. So take your steak like this, for example, and with your knife, slice the steak really thin, almost sort of shaving it, and then throw it in a bowl with your marinade. Pull out your beans and your mushrooms and your fried rice. And then you can start to prepare those as per the packet. We'll come back to you and get a little bit of a recap on how you kind of do, because I wouldn't mind, I've never done fried rice from frozen, so I'd like to actually hear your like how you kind of prepare that.
No problem.
Okay, awesome. And girls, Abby, here's your recipe. So you need a pen and paper. You got a pen and paper? Pen and paper. Jody, you're going to start on the recipe for the empanada. So you just need plain flour, salt, butter. Oh, has she got butter or margarine?
I've got olive oil butter.
Yeah, olive oil butter is perfect.
What we're doing. So
okay, so 2 1/4 cups of flour.
Yep.
1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. 1/2 cup of the margarine. 1 egg.
Hang on. 1 egg. 1/2 cup of margarine.
Yep, and 1/3 cup of cold water, and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. So basically, with the recipe, you can get Jody onto doing the recipe for the pastry, and you can start doing the fillings, and then you can serve these with a really gorgeous salad, a little kind of relish or salsa on the side.
Okay, yeah, I've got Dorito salsa in the fridge.
Yeah, Dorito salsa will work perfectly. Yeah, you'll really like these, and the kids will love them as well. Like, they're really delicious. So all you need to do with the flour and the butter, you want to either put it in the food processor and blitz the flour and the butter until it's crumbly.
Yeah.
Or you can do it by hand.
Okay, food processor.
Then you mix together the egg, the cold water, and the vinegar.
Hang on a second. Flour and butter.
Flour and butter and salt.
Yeah.
And salt in the processor.
Yeah.
And then the egg, the water, and the vinegar. Just whisk that up together.
Yeah.
So once you've got your butter mixed in with your flour, so you just want it crumbly. Don't blend it so that it becomes like a paste. Okay, you want it just so it's crumbly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just add your wet into the dry. It'll make a dough. We roll it out, cut it out, put the filling in, and then we're going to shallow fry them. So your filling is going to be little diced, like a 1 potato, diced up, boiled. You can throw some of that if you want to kind of, take the kernels off the corn kernel, that can go in. A tin of lentils drained, some spices like paprika, cumin, coriander, garlic. You've got any tomatoes that you've got, throw those in. And we just want to cook this mixture down. So you want to boil your potatoes on the side. You can go in with some diced carrots if you want. You can throw in some of your fresh beans. They can just be diced up as well. Yeah. So you got a picture, you're going to make your thing about that big, your empanada. So your dice, you want about the top of your finger.
Got it.
About a dice, yeah. And if you throw it all in together, it'll all cook together. So your potatoes, carrots, beans, you can boil all of those together.
Yep.
And then fry off, maybe if you've got onion, put your spices in, or garlic. Yeah, into a pan, go in with your spices, then go in with your potatoes and your corn and your beans that you've boiled. And then you're going to go in with a tin of drained lentils And then we might see if we need a little bit of wet, we can go in with some tomato paste or a little bit of peeled tomatoes or fresh tomato chopped or something just to kind of help bind it together.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, beautiful. Go girls, awesome.
Go girl.
All right, okay. Now for Sky, for you, so we could probably start the sauce. So if you've got those potatoes on, all you're going to need is just some plain flour and some eggs. And the eggs you'll need to separate. So we'll need, if you put on 4 potatoes, we just need 4 egg yolks. 3 potatoes, 3 egg yolks.
I can put another potato on.
No, 3 is going to give you heaps. You'll have so much gnocchi. Yeah, be fantastic. And you'll just need plain flour. So it's roughly about 200 grams of plain flour, about a cup per potato. And you can separate your eggs, and then you can start the sauce, which is either diced onion or sliced onion. And you can put that into a pan and start frying that off. We're going to throw the peas in right at the end, but the onion and the bacon.
Can we leave the peas out, please?
Yeah, leave the peas out. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yep.
So you're going to do bacon, garlic.
Onion.
Yeah, the whole onion.
And how many egg yolks did you say?
And you just want three egg yolks.
Yep.
Okay, so do you separate your 3 egg yolks? You can keep your whites. We can even knock out a meringue or something if you want to.
Lemon meringue, yep.
Want to do that as well?
For sure.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So do your separate your eggs and chop up you dice up your bacon, your onion, probably on like a handful of bacon, a handful of onion, you know what I mean? Like relatively same, and get them in a pan and start frying them with a little bit of olive oil or a little bit of butter.
Is hemp oil okay, or will that taste too strong?
I'm not sure about the hemp oil. I wouldn't use it in the.
Okay, I'll avoid it because I don't know either.
No, I wouldn't. I would be using your hemp oil more on salads and stuff. I don't know if I'd be cooking with your hemp oil, but I'll be using it and putting it in smoothies and stuff. Yes, awesome, Ron. Awesome. So, okay, good. You go off. So Ron's going to go in with this shot. Let's hear Ron.
Awesome. I've just cut the meat on the angle there.
Beautiful.
It's already unmuted, love. And so I've done that, taken the fat off, sliced them nice and thin, and I'm about to put the Thai basil chili stir fry into here.
Oh, fantastic. So Ron, those Thai basil stir fry shots, really good, just as versatile. If people do have them at home, you can use them for marinades. Of course, you can use them for your stir fries and everything, but also you could kind of take that out and whisk it up with a little bit of vinegar and some olive oil and turn it into a salad dressing to go over your greens and stuff. You can drizzle a little bit on your rice. You can have that on your frozen vegetables. So they're really quite versatile, those shots, even kind of the point where you can have it into some, put it into like soup, or even, you know, put it under the skin, blend it with some butter and put it under the skin of a chicken. Abby, how are you going?
So I'm, just to clarify, I am boiling all the vegetables first, and then once they're boiled, take the water out and then put the spices in it.
Yeah, so boiling all the vegetables that you're going to dice up first.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get a separate frying pan on the stove and maybe throw in some onion and garlic and oil. Yeah. Then throw all your spices into that.
Yeah.
And then put your vegetables in that you've boiled. Because what you want to do,
but I've got rice wine vinegar. Is that fine?
Totally fine. Yep, totally fine. Basically, Abby, what you want to try and what you're making is almost sort of like a dry spiced vegetable mix. Possibly the potato might be enough. We may not need any wet in there because you don't want it too wet. It's going to be too sloppy to go in the empanada. But I've just had a thought. We will throw in some grated cheese, which is going to make them taste delicious. So when you bite into them, you can have a bit of like...
question. You said to make the pastry, is this a food processor? Is this
correct. So all you need is just the blade.
Which one?
Just the blade, that one there in your hand. Yes. Okay. Yeah, correct. Right. So put your flour in first, and then put your butter, put your flour and your salt in first, and then put your butter in. And I'm going to tell you how to blitz it. Okay. Awesome. 2.5 cups.
This is at the back of my, like, I can't remember how I ever bought it or what.
When the last time you used it. And now it's going to come in handy.
Oh, good.
And now it's going to come in handy.
Yes. So how do you think they're going, Dom?
Yeah, amazing. We're so organised this time. I think you and I are organised.
That's right.
Streamline on Zoom for the first time.
We have. It actually worked.
I found my mother's jewellery. That's all I really, that's been the highlight of my day.
I mean, my microwave's turning on by itself, which is a bit creepy, but
Yeah.
I've got ghosts. Yes. Anyway, Sky's, it looks like Sky's got a question.
Hi.
Yeah, how small am I chopping my onion and my bacon?
Okay, so picture.
Yeah.
Pardon? Yeah, it's for your sauce. So I would be doing either like a little dice of onion, like the top of your finger, so to speak, because you don't. I'm not unnecessary unless you want a bit more texture. Then you could cut your onion in half, and then slice it so you've got rounds.
Okay, I might dice the onion and bacon roughly. And
the bacon rough, lovely. And make sure you get a lot of that, cook that bacon so you get a lot of that bacon fat will come out and lend a lot of flavour to the sauce. I've got Ron here now. Yeah, Ron's got 2 spices.
Yeah. Salt and pepper, do I need to put that in the meat or just leave it?
No, what have you got? Salt and pepper? I would be going more so the pepper, Ron, as opposed to the salt, because I'm figuring that those shots are going to be quite salty, and then we can always do a little bit of a salt a bit later on. So, Ron, can I just confirm with you with your rice and your beans and mushrooms? Yeah. So, what's the situation? Okay, so the beans and mushrooms, is that just a boiling or a microwave, or what? How do you? I wouldn't.
It's a microwave. It's usually like 5 minutes a piece.
Beautiful. Okay, great.
Really?
The beans and mushrooms, once it's microwave, do you then saute them in a pan?
No, I let the water drain out because it's been in the freezer, and then I just let it get warm, and then I just chuck it in, and I have sambal, chili.
Yes.
Oh, yum.
Put some of that in there. Sometimes some extra virgin olive oil on top.
Delicious. Okay, and that's it. Go for it.
And a dab of butter.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay.
I can defrost and put it in the pan if you want.
Yeah, I think so. I'd like you to put it in the pan. The beans, especially the beans and the you're talking the beans and the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like you to give them a little bit of a fry so that the beans get a little tiny bit of color on them, and just for that kind of Korean sort of feeling. You could actually, what you could do, which would rock, and you would love it because you just said that sambal, is I would fry them after you've mic'd them and then throw a bit of your sambal into it, because that's going to go really well with your rice and your Korean beef and the little egg. And if you've got some sesame seeds at all.
Yeah, I'll put the sambal in later because Lynn doesn't like sambal.
Oh, she don't like a spicy. Okay, we'll do that then. Fry it off and put yours in. Take Lynn's out and then put some of yours in with some sesame seeds.
Yep.
Delish. Sounds good. Okay.
Beautiful. Looks like Abby.
Yeah. So this rice wine vinegar was in my pantry. It's unopened, and it says best before the 5th of the 3rd, 2018. Can I use it?
That's fine. Seriously, vinegar is like a fermented.
I don't have measuring teaspoons and stuff.
That's okay. That's okay. A cupful. Yeah. So about a cupful. No, not into there.
Oh no.
No. So what have you got into there? What have you got in your flour? Just the butter and salt?
Oh, not
butter and salt. Not butter. Just your butter. Just put your butter in.
Okay.
And then your vinegar is going to go in with the egg and the cold water.
Oh yeah, that was lucky.
Yeah.
How much butter is it?
It's about half a cup.
Half a cup of butter in. Butter. Okay, cool. 2/3.
So half a cup of the butter, and then you're just going to blitz. Yeah, that'll do. That looks about right. Beautiful. Pop all that in.
Okay, so I'm just going to blitz this now.
So you're going to blitz it. So put the lid on. Now you want to, just before you do, Abby, see how you've got all the butter in one massive chunk?
Move it.
Just take a knife or your spoon or whatever and just bust it up a little bit, just so it's a bit more mixed in little pieces, just to help, because it's not going to take long because you're using margarine and it's a bit softer than butter. It's not going to take long for this to kind of mix together. So we're just going to be that's it. Beautiful.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Need to find the lid.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And then you want to just turn that on. We're going to pulse that just quickly.
Oh. Abs.
Oh shit, power.
Okay. All right, Ron, yeah.
How do I do the beans and the fried rice in oil or butter?
Yeah, I would be doing it in a little bit of oil.
Oil,
If you
extra.
ask me, especially for the fried rice and especially for the beans for this particular dish. Yeah. So I do your beans first and your mushrooms and get that done because they'll get that done, and then your fried rice because you want the fried rice to be nice and cold, nice and hot when you go to do it. So yeah, I would be doing it in a little bit of oil.
And how is the temperature for the bean? Is that kind of high or lowish?
Yeah, I'd go a bit higher, Ron, so that when it kind of pops in, you get that real kind of sizzle, and then let it sit for a little bit before you go to toss it, so the beans get a little bit of char, a little bit of color on them, so you've got like another layer of flavor coming in instead of it just being microwaved and kind of then eating it like just a kind of boiled bean. So we're just going to try and pack a little bit more flavor, and if you've got some soy after you fry them, we can just splash a little bit of that on if you want, but you're going to put your sambal. Beautiful. Okay, girls, Abby.
All right. Just before we move any further, I just want to point out to everyone so you can hear, you have 19 minutes left. And I'll do a countdown for you as we get early. So we're going to end, this is going to all end at 5:50. All right, 19 minutes. Yeah. 5:50. So
20 minutes, roughly 20 minutes. All right, we need a
roughly 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
so Dom, Sophie, who's on here, anyone who is watching, make sure you leave some comments, ask some questions, tell us what you're thinking about this. Sophie's just said, I've just tuned in. What's everyone making here?
Oh, beautiful. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Sophie.
So the
you
blitz
in.
doesn't work, and I need to.
She's like, she needs to interject. So
Abby's
like,
okay. So Sophie, we're going to kick off with Abby, and Abby and Jody are making empanadas with a really spicy lentil vegetable kind of cheesy mixture in them. So Abby has just blitzed her flour and
the blitz doesn't work.
Okay, darling. Well, just throw the whole lot on the bench. Throw the whole lot on the bench. Tip it all on. That's it. Move your phone just down a tiny bit, Abby, so we can just see the bench. Just a tiny bit. That's the girl. Perfect. Yep. Okay, darling, what you're going to do, that's better, way better. All right, Abby, with the butter, you're going to go like this. Put your little head down. Can you see me? Like this, with your fingers. That's it. And just get all that, bust all that margarine up into the flour. And when you've got all of that margarine kind of combined into the flour loosely, like almost like a really kind of a soft breadcrumb, you're going to whisk up that water, the cold water, with the egg and your vinegar.
Cold water, how many?
Cold water, egg and vinegar, or tap water is fine. Cold water is fine. Cold water makes it better.
Yeah.
And then you're going to just bring all your flour. Once you've done your margarine in with the flour, you're going to bring all of that flour together in a mountain, a little mole, yeah? And then make a well in the center. Put a big hole in the center. So once you've got that butter in there, a bigger hole.
A third of a cup.
A bigger hole about the size of your palm. Big, that's the way. Because you're
make a bigger hole.
You're going to pour that liquid into that hole so that you can then mix the flour together. You could do this in a bowl if you want, but it looks really cool on the bench. You look so professional.
She does. She's done well.
All right. How's Jody going with making her with a filling?
She can't find the water.
Jody can't find water?
What?
I can find the water. So a third of a cup of cold water, 1 egg and vinegar. So
and the vinegar. Third a cup of cold water, 1 egg and vinegar. That's it. It won't take long for these. It's really quick. So as long as you got your filling going.
Whisk it.
Beautiful. Give it a whisk.
Is Jody actually doing anything?
Yeah. Jody, what are you chopping? Are you chopping veg?
Yeah, veg is on the stove.
Veg is on the stove. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, darling. Now pour that in gently. Try not to let it go too far over the top. Okay, and then you want to. Will it make it in without it spilling over? Beautiful. All right. So what you want to do? Get your hand like a little paddle, and in the middle, just start working that in. It's kind of like we're making pasta, but we're not. That's it. Little. And then just start working all of that flour into it until you get a really nice soft dough. So bring all the flour in. That's the way. We could have just put this into the food process. Oh, you can't work it. We could have just thrown it in a bowl and then you just mix it all together. So that's it. Basically, you want to mix it all together and then we'll knead it and you'll end up with a really nice dough. Okay, you cool with that?
Yeah.
Jody, you're going to go back to the stove and start getting that filling. So get a fry pan on and start throwing in maybe some onion, garlic, olive oil, paprika, cumin, coriander, thyme of dried spices. If you've got, that's it, Abby. Beautiful, darling. Bring that together. And that should form a nice soft dough. Try and get it off your fingers. It'll make it work. Yeah, just sort of rub your hands together.
Do that thing.
That's it. If you need a little bit more flour, that's okay, but try not to if you don't have to. Bring it all together. That's the girl.
My mum would be so proud of me.
I know. Look at you.
My nan and
Your nan, everyone. That's awesome. Okay, beautiful. All right, we're back on to Ron.
Hey, shall I throw the fried rice in with the beans?
Well, only if you want. I prefer to see it because the whole thing of a Korean bowl, Ron, is that you see all the little compartments of food. It is served in one plate, but you kind of have your spicy sort of beans and mushrooms in one area. Then you've got your fried rice, and then you've got you can if you want to just toss the whole lot in together. But aesthetically pleasing, I would like to see it individualized. But that's just me.
I'll follow the process and then let me know when we need to do the meat.
Beautiful. Okay. And Ron, we've only got we got 15, no, what have we got? 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Oh,
so you're going really good.
Yeah, well, the beans are done.
Yeah, beans are done. That's awesome. And then you just got your rice. And if you want the egg, you can put your egg and a bit of sambal on top of the egg even would be amazing too. Yum. Yeah, loving it. Okay, excellent, Abby.
Wow,
Beautiful.
I'm so impressed how quickly
I'm
that
totally
you made that.
too. Okay, Abby, you just want to flour your bench. Yeah, you lift it up, darling. If you want. Get a bit of flour on. I'd break that in half. Break that dough ball in half, just so you're not working with so much dough at once. Awesome, beautiful. Okay, and then we're just going, have you got a rolling pin? If not, a bottle of some description, a wine bottle is really good.
Yeah, you're getting cheered on.
Perfect, darling, perfect. Okay, you might want to just put a bit of flour on top of that. Turn the pastry over and just put a bit of flour on it and the pastry. Good girl. Excellent. Yeah. Okay, so you want to roll out the pastry, Abby, till probably about maybe like a 2 to 3 mil, and then you want to get a large bowl of, I don't know whether you have any like a cereal bowl to use as a bit of a guide so that when you're going to cut out your empanada. So it's really
how big?
Let me have a look.
Bigger
yeah,
than
that's
that?
good. Yeah, that'd be good. That's good. All right.
A bit of garlic, please.
Ron's having a gargle. Good to see, Ron. A little bit of
Yeah, you got a fan club, Abby. Stephanie's saying, looking so good, Abby.
Okay, we want to go. So, Abby, you're going to cut out circles of that whilst Jodie's still finishing off the mix.
We'll go to Sky, shall we?
We'll go to Sky. Sky, how are you going?
I need more instructions.
Okay, Darling, what are you up to? The potatoes fully boiled yet?
So the potatoes are still on. Do they need to come off?
Only when your fork can go through them really easily. Am I yelling? Am I yelling, aren't I? No.
It's fine.
No.
It doesn't make it louder for them, that's all.
Like,
I know when you're ready.
I'm sure my next door neighbours are like, can you just shut up?
You're like a coach on the sidelines. Go, people, go!
Go. All right, so Sky, what have you got so far? Talk me through what you've done.
Okay, so I've got the onion in the pan. I'm about to add bacon, and I've separated my eggs. The potatoes are nowhere near ready.
Okay, beautiful. You got your onions and bacon in the pan, frying. That's good. When they start,
to add the bacon.
Oh, you got to add the bacon. Okay, and the potatoes are still boiling. All right. It won't
They're
take. Okay,
hard.
what you need to do next? They're far off.
Yeah,
A long way.
they're hard.
They're hard. All right. What we might do, you need to get a pot of water on, let me think, because we're going to speed up this recipe.
They are boiling as hard as they can. That's why I asked if they needed to be chopped up.
Yeah, look, we might just get your knife in there. They shouldn't, because it just makes the gnocchi really wet. So it's better if they're whole. But I just don't want us to run out of time. Look, we'll give them another.
Anything else?
Yeah, you can put another pot of water on the stove with some salt in it. So every sort of litre or so, put in a tablespoon of water. That'll be ready so that the gnocchi is not going to take long. Once those potatoes.
I'm doing that from the kettle.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, once those potatoes are boiled and soft, we're just going to mash them, add the egg yolk, throw in the flour, make the gnocchi, and throw that gnocchi back into boiling water.
Okay. What was I going to say? I don't know.
And then your sauce, basically, once your onions are sauteed, we're going to go in with the bacon. Yeah, let's have a look.
9 minutes. 9 minutes.
Got a bit of colour. Oh yeah, they look good. They look good.
Do we put any garlic in here, or?
Yeah, you can put some garlic in.
Did we hear that? Did we hear that? 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Thanks, guys.
What?
Run, Keith, run.
I might be giving Sky some private gnocchi lessons on the side. Okay, Abby is rocking and rolling. Ron is ready to go. Ron's just like a la memento. What's that one? Yeah, Ron, you can do the beef. You want a really nice hot, but have you got your rice and everything else ready?
Yep.
Yeah, everything's ready to go. Okay, do your beef. So nice and hot pan, Ron. So I want to hear that sizzle.
Right you are. Sizzle.
Beautiful. Sizzle. Okay, Abby is going. Jodie, how's your mixture?
Yeah, good. Yeah, she's gone good.
She's going good. Have you got some salt and pepper in it so they're really tasty? And then we're going to throw in some, and then Jodie.
Yeah.
You want to get a frying pan on the stove another one, yeah. With about 1/2 centimetre of that vegetable oil in it. One that can at least fit 2 empanadas in at the one time. That'll do. Perfect. I can see it.
Good.
Oh, look, there's a little puppy in there too.
Oh yeah, this is Wahlberg.
Wahlberg's helping. Dogs are everywhere.
We have a comment that said, actually, I'm not going to say that comment.
What does it say?
Someone here that's playing. Trish says, show me your sizzle, Ron.
Yeah, that's Ron. We want to see Ron sizzle.
No.
Just all of the oil.
All of that.
Oh.
Sizzling.
Now, Ron, I would have done, just as a rule of thumb, I would have gone in with 1/2 of that to start.
Oh.
Because what happens is with the meat, you put too much in, it crowds the pan, it drops the temperature down, and then the meat starts broiling and a lot of liquid will come out, as opposed to really searing the meat.
Oh.
Yes.
There you go.
How's it going?
You got to watch your sizzle.
Watch your sizzle. Unless you have it up really nice and high, and then you don't want to touch it too much, Ron, when you just put it in. Leave it, because it's not going to take long. That meat's going to take like a couple of seconds on each side. If you've got the pan really nice and hot, you want to leave it and then turn it over. So try not to move it around too much, or it drops the heat down in the pan and it makes the meat, it'll broil and all the juices will come out and it'll start sort of simmering as opposed to searing.
All right. Okay.
Isn't she brilliant? So brilliant.
We'll see.
You got to check on who do you want to check on now, Dom? We got 6 minutes.
Okay, we want to go back to Abby. Abby, I want you to look at her. She's dancing while she's rolling. Abby's going with her circles. Beautiful, fantastic. Okay, so Abby's got all of her. She's got her bits ready. Jodie, have you got the filling? She's got her bits ready. Your bits ready, Abby. Get those.
Get those bits ready, Abby.
Jodie, have you got the filling?
Yeah, so filling. Okay.
Filling.
All right, veggies are done. Gonna put that one there. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to make sure those veggies are really, really dry. Don't burn yourself. All right.
Somehow this is starting to get a little bit sexual. I don't know how, but some of these comments on Facebook. Anyway,
wow. Good. I mean, you should have seen it. You should have seen the marshmallow I made last night, sweetie. I was almost like pouring it over myself. My God. Bloody strawberry dust marshmallow was just so unctuous and I just wanted to like just dive in it. Delicious. Where is it?
Wait, who's that? Who's that master chef that just turns everything into porn? What's her name?
Nigella.
What's it? Nigella. Yeah, you had a bit of a Nigella moment.
Yeah, I had a Nigella moment.
That's right.
Okay, let's go back to Sky. Let's go back to Sky. Sky, how you going? She's rocking. She's got the pot on. She's got her potatoes cut.
What's that?
Did you end up by cutting your potatoes?
Yeah, they're nowhere near ready. They're not ready in time.
That's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right. We're gonna stay on and make your gnocchi anyway. I'm sticking with you, and we're gonna make this gnocchi. I'm serious.
Awesome. And then I'll put a picture up after.
Yeah, we'll do it, darling. Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll finish it off.
There you go. What else? What else have we got here? Looks like everyone's like full in cook mode now.
Full in cook mode. The girls are just about. They just need to fill their empanadas and join them together.
4 more minutes. Oh, Dom, what are we gonna do? Shall we give them an extra 5?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Ron's probably the one that's closest. Yeah, look, he's doing his eggs. He's doing his fried egg with his Korean fried egg. I'd be going a bit of sesame on top of that little drizzle on top. Ron's is going to be delicious. I love Ron's because he's only using 2 things from his pantry, and then he's got his freezer stuff, and he's got like a complete meal with heaps of flavour. Fantastic.
I know. I kind of can't. We're going to give you an extra 5. Will that be enough for gnocchi?
I don't know. Nah, gnocchi's going to need another little bit more. What are you eating, sweetie? Cake.
I love it. She's talking to her husband. I love that. Yeah. Simon, what are you having? Simon, what's happening in there?
I made a beautiful Easter apple and an apple Italian Easter cake. Look.
Oh, yum.
He gets to eat
yum, yum.
And then these are my little marshmallows. So I did like a little Easter marshmallow with a strawberry dust from Love a Berry. She does these freeze-dried strawberries and then makes the freeze-dried strawberries into this strawberry dust that you can just kind of mix in with. Oh my God, sweetie, so divine. Anyway,
I love it.
So I'm making falafels tomorrow. Falafels, and then I got lamb with peas and yeah. So we've just been cooking and Simon's just been eating.
You literally love it, don't you? You like never stop cooking, do you?
And do you know what I'm doing after this?
What are you doing?
After this is finished, I've just bought some little jars to redo my spice shelves. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I can't wait. I'm beside myself with excitement. I might find another $10,000 worth of jewelry.
You might. All right. It looks like Sky needs some assistance. Yes.
All right. How are we going? Okay, good. Abby, you done?
Veggies. I've got the veggies. I just put some extra spices into
Beautiful.
it just to give it a little bit more
flavor and seasoning. You'll need to season it. The cheese. Did you want to put the cheese in or not really? Forget about it.
The fridge broke, and yeah, let's not worry about the cheese.
Let's forget about the cheese. Okay, so what you want to do, Abby, is take your hang on. Pretend that piece of paper is your pastry. Excellent. Yep. Put it in your hand. You want to just stretch it out a little bit. Stretch it out a bit. Jody, you're going to help get one in your hand as well.
Yeah.
Okay, then take a spoonful of the filling and put that into the center. So stretch them out a bit.
Yeah.
All right, then put the filling inside.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, and then you can either fold over the pastry.
Oh yeah.
Squeeze the filling in, and then turn the sides like this. So kind of pinch the pastry, and fold it in on itself like that.
I just made it like something that I saw at a bakery once.
That's it. Beautiful. Yeah, so it's kind of folded in on itself. It's a really bad example on a piece of paper.
And then into the oil.
And into the oil, but I can see it's still a little bit open on my side. So really twist, really squeeze and then into the little bit of the oil. You want to really squeeze those edges. Gorgeous. Make sure the oil's hot.
It's steaming.
Oh, is it? Okay, we'll drop it down a bit. Just throw a tiny bit of pastry into the oil just to test it. Grab a little piece, throw it in and just test it. Oh, is that your smoke alarm?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, I'm going to put you on mute. We'll go to. Do you want to go to Sky?
Yeah, we'll go to Sky. The girls are still doing
Okay.
their pinatas.
Okay.
Okay, Sky, what are we up to? You got the sauce? Have you got the cream and bacon?
2 to 3 minutes for the potatoes. The onion and the bacon are going in the sauce.
Okay, so in the sauce, you can put in a bit of garlic. You're going to go in with your cream, and you can throw in some of your cream cheese if you want to. That's just going to give it a really rich, yeah? So pour some cream in and let that kind of simmer and just drop it down to a low temperature, or else it'll keep simmering and it'll dry out.
Yeah.
And then you can season it with salt and pepper if you want. If you've got any green or herb or shallots or anything, you can throw any of that in.
I'll put a little bit of black pepper oil.
Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Your black pepper oil. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you want to put some spinach in, we can put that on the side and throw that in a little bit later on. If you want a bit of green, no. Beautiful.
That wasn't me. We don't have spinach.
Oh, that wasn't you. Oh, no, that's Abby. Sorry, wrong girl.
We're going all carbs today.
For carb, yeah. If you want to, you can put your cream in. You can put a little tiny bit of milk in if you want to, and just to let it simmer so it can simmer down a bit. And then we're just still waiting on those potatoes. Okay, all right. Look at Ron. Delicious, Ron. And where's your rice?
Wow.
Ron's done.
What is how does Lynn, what are you thinking of this?
Can you do it every night?
This is good. It's good, you guys.
On the spuds.
How long do I cook each side for?
Oh, look, only like probably 30, 40 seconds, just until it's golden brown and it'll bubble. And then you want to flip it over.
And just for everyone watching, so when I spoke to Ron was like, I got to go shopping. I haven't got anything to cook. All I have is this isogenic stuff. And I've literally got nothing. And I went, trust me, you wait to get this exquisite meal cooked by yours truly. How surprised are you, Ron?
Yeah, man. It's it's good. I usually don't cook the food when it comes out of the microwave, so I think I will from now on.
Yeah, Ron, it just gives it a little bit, it just gives it another level of flavor, especially with those vegetable dishes. And even with your, the little boiled potatoes you told me you had?
Yep.
You had, oh no, that was Sky and Ellie. Hang on, no, what did you have? Sky and Ellie got frozen potatoes and, oh yeah, did you have some too? Yeah, potatoes and greens.
Yeah, and he's got the rice under here.
Look at that presentation.
Oh, delicious. Yeah, so Ron, even with those potatoes and greens that you've got in the freezer bag, those frozen veg, you can take them out, defrost them, toss them in like some olive oil and maybe, I don't know, like you could do like a herb kind of, like a herby bomb with the Middle Eastern or Italian, like parsley and oregano and garlic and some olive oil and that sort of thing. Toss that on the potatoes when they come out of the microwave and then throw them into a really hot oven. And that will just totally give you a whole nother dish.
A what?
With the potatoes.
What? Oven? What's that? I know I have one, but I've never used it.
Well, there we go. There we go. Revolutionizing your whole freezer section. All right. Abby, how are they going?
I'm plating up.
Oh, yay. They're frying up okay. They're nice and golden.
Yeah.
Beautiful and puffy on the outside. Great. I'm trying to see.
And just a question for you, Dom. So for those that have frozen veggies at home, what would you recommend as like to put in? What sort of spices, oils, stuff?
Well, look, I have just done it, which is probably coming out this week and the next day or so. I've done a video for 3 incredible flavor bombs. One is Moroccan and Middle Eastern, and it's like a jar of paste, but it can be like a marinade, a dressing, a rub, anything like that. I've got Asian, Moroccan, Middle Eastern. I've done an Italian one. But with the frozen veg, like if I ever have frozen vegetables, yeah, I have to put something on them. Like I like to either put a dressing, or I'll roast them off, like defrost them, and then drizzle them with something and blast them in a really hot oven, so that the broccoli gets a little bit kind of charred, the cauliflower gets a little bit coloured, you know what I mean? So it gives it another depth of flavour. But I'd be doing, the dressings or spices like your cumin, coriander, paprika, olive oil, maybe orange juice, some garlic, dash of honey if you want to make up a nice bit of a drizzle. You can spread that over and then throw that in the oven, or do your veg, steam your veg or cook it or microwave it or whatever, and then add some flavour to it. Or add your vegetables into other dishes, so casseroles, pies, minces, bologneses, all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
So, but this Korean bowl that Ron did is a great way of, he had beans and mushrooms where you could throw a sambal onto that. You could put a laksa paste and some coconut milk into into your beans. You could put some soy, that flavor shot that Ron had, the little packets of flavor stir fry shots. They're great too. If you've got them in your pantry and you've pulled out a packet of frozen veg, defrost the vegetables, get your pan nice and hot, throw the vegetables in, a bit of oil, throw the flavour shot in and stir fry them so that you get that a little bit more flavour into them.
Yeah, I put some soy in the rice.
Yeah, good on you, Ron. Delicious. Because I doubted it would have a lot of flavour. I mean, it's got a base flavour. I suppose I would put some seasoning in, but needs a little bit more. Yeah, great idea. Lovely. So Abby's still doing her thing. Abby's still frying, and they're going to show us when they finish. How many have you fried off?
4.
She's done 4. Awesome. I can't wait for you girls to try them. Let's have a look.
Oh, wow.
So, Abby, that pastry, can I just let you know, that pastry will last in the fridge, and you can do whatever you want. You can do like a ravioli style. You can bake them. They do get a little bit drier when you bake them, so they're better if they're fried, but you can kind of put pizza and cheese and salami or whatever in the inside and turn them into like a little fried pizza or whatever you like. But the pastry will last quite a few days in the fridge. That looks great. Can you girls try one and tell me what you think?
Okay, ready, Jodie?
Go on, Jodie. Come on over.
There's a shit ton of vegetables left.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll be making this for like the next week and a half. Let's try one.
Do you know what you can do with those veg too? Is the veg, I know your machine's not working, Abby, but if you got like a potato
coloured ones, they're meant to be that colour.
Yeah, a bit more golden.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. But with that veg, Jodie, you could sort of partly mash some of that, bring it back together, add some cheese and a little bit of egg, and turn them into little falafel fritters, and then put them on a tray and bake them in the oven for your second round. Yeah.
So we should eat this now. I just put avo and salsa, like you said.
Yeah, delicious, delicious. Yeah, I want you to try a bit. I want you to try some of the thing and tell me what you. If they're a bit doughy, it just means that you need to cook the pastry a bit more.
Try this one then.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Jen says, "Oh my gosh, Dom, you rock." Pretty impressive.
The pastry is amazing, Abby. Like the pastry, when you get it right and you fry it and it's cooked, it's delicious. It just melts in your mouth. It's like a short crust pastry. Yeah, really good. Yeah. So you can imagine with some grated cheese, like cheese through that mix, and they'd be nice and cheesy when you go to bite them. You get this lovely kind of cheesy stuff coming out too.
A Mexican veggie pastry.
Pasta, yeah. Okay, so what you could do if you wanted to, if you're not sick of them, you could take all your mixture that you've got left, roll your pastry out into like a big square, put your mixture on, roll it like a sausage roll, and kind of cut them and then sort of partially bake them in the oven. Yeah, They do work better fried, but you can bake them if you spray them with a bit of oil, and then, yeah, so awesome. And then we've just got Sky. Sky is like,
am I peeling these potatoes?
Yes, darling, peel them, and then we're going to smash them, put the flour on. Go, Sky, we're going to nail this gnocchi. Yes.
All right. It's now 6. It's now 6 o'clock, Dom.
Okay. Well, look, what we're going to do is I'm going to go through, because I know what Sky's doing. So if anyone who is watching out there, if you would like to send through just the contestants' names, you've got Ron, Abby or Sky, and a number out of 10 to let us know what your thoughts are and who's your favourite contestant for tonight here on Pandemic Pantry. I'm going to give a score for each group based on their use of their pantry items and also a score for their overall dish, and then will be a score out of 30. Ron's got a knife. Ron, come on.
I know, it's looking a little, oh yeah, it's looking a little American Psycho.
All right, so we're going to start with Ron. I'll start with Ron while we're waiting for everyone to jump online and let us know what you think each contestant gets out of 10 for their dish. I'm going to start with Ron. So Ron, I think you used your pantry, considering the minimalistic pantry that you had and the amount of ingredients that you've got there, I think you did really well. So I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10 for using up frozen items and then, yeah, your couple of items that you had in the fridge. So that was awesome. So we've managed to use up and also kind of turn a little bit on the head the frozen veg option of what you can do just to bring out a bit more flavour. Abby and Jodie, you girls get 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Yeah, you've used up all those spices, heaps of veg in the fridge. You've used some stuff from your pantry, your flour, you made pastry. I think you really took on board the challenge. Yeah. And your rolling pin. When in doubt, use a bottle. Like, you don't need to have fancy equipment. And you've done so well. So 9 out of 10 for you guys for that. And Sky definitely gets an 8 out of 10 as well. Sky's mashing her potatoes. I can see her in the distance.
He's going. I mean,
oh, you're rocking it. I can see you mashing. Once you've mashed all those potatoes, let me know.
Sky, you get a 10 out of 10 for being unstoppable.
I know, look at her. She's gone.
Finding yourself someone else's kitchen when you're stopped working.
Sky, is Ellie still there?
Yeah.
What's she doing?
Put her to work.
Ellie, can you take the camera or whatever you're using and go closer to your mum? That's the girl. Take me right up to her potato. Where is she?
Don't watch what I'm doing. It's naughty.
No, that's all right. No judgment here. No judgment, Sky.
It was the only way I could peel them. They're too hot.
Yeah, totally. I totally understand. Okay. All right. Then I want you to show me your mashed potato. Oh, sensational. Is it really hot? Yeah, they're boiling.
Can I mash it?
Yeah, Sky, Ellie, you mash them.
Ouch.
And then as soon as you're done, Sky, you're going to tip it out onto a the bench top or chopping board that you've got there.
Am I putting the egg and the flour in first?
Yeah, but then you're going to yeah, you can put the egg and the flour in. And salt. You want a good amount of salt. Beautiful. And then just watch that egg too, Sky, so it doesn't start cooking. So you want to just start, get the flour in, a couple of good handfuls of flour, but you don't want to mix it too much. You want to just mix it with your hand until it just comes together in a nice soft dough. Yeah, probably a little bit more flour. So if you cannot use the masher or even just use a fork or something just to bring it together, that's it, beautiful. And salt.
Wow. And that's gnocchi.
That's gnocchi. Well, we'll be in about 2 minutes. That's it. Good work on the filming there, Ellie. Good work on the filming. That's it, guys. So you want to try and keep it as light as you can. And then start to kind of, that's it, give it a good squeeze of salt. Bit more. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Then you want to just kind of bring that together, Sky, and a dough. It should start to squeeze together if you squeeze it together.
Fuck, it's so hot, man.
No, good.
Bit worried about the egg.
Is it cool? No, that's okay. Squeeze it together so that you got a dough. So just bring it all together now.
Looking good.
That's it. So you want to knead it like you're kneading bring it together like you're kneading a pastry.
I'm trying to. It's too crumbly.
Okay. How many eggs did you put in?
3. I've got more.
You could throw in a little bit of the yolk if you want to.
Yeah, get me another yolk.
Or even just the white, a bit of the white actually, Sky.
Okay.
Yeah, throw the white in. Just a little bit, like maybe one. Just to
What
kind
does
of
it
hold
taste?
it. Beautiful. Just
What's
to
it
hold it
tasting like, Ron?
Question: should you cook stuff in oil or butter?
It depends what you're cooking. Like I would never cook Asian food in butter because it just doesn't go. But I do Italian and French and all that kind of thing. Personally, myself, I like I use olive oil and coconut oil. I use butter and oil. Sometimes when I'm doing Italian dishes, sauces, I might throw a knob of butter into my Italian tomato sauce at the end. I'll put some butter in just to rich it up a little bit. But if I'm doing anything to do with Asian flavors, I'll either use like a sunflower, canola, nondescript oil, peanut oil, rice bran, something that takes a nice high heat as well. Avocado oil takes a really high heat too, apparently, in frying. So, but you want a high frying oil with your stir frying because you need that nice high heat. So I'd be doing that, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, Sky, where are you? Beautiful. You got the dough? Right. Okay, now what you want to do is take a bit and you want to roll it into a sausage about the thickness of your thumb. Beautiful. Is your water boiling on the stove?
Yep.
Okay, good. You want to just take a little bit, take a piece off that about the size of the top of your thumb. Yep, that's it. Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'll show you a, yeah, and then just make it look like a little kind of dumpling, like gnocchi style. You can use a fork. Sky, watch this. So you can take a fork and then take your actual gnocchi mix and just gently roll it on the fork. And it'll just give you those lines. So take your gnocchi mix and sit it up here on the top of the fork.
I can't see.
Okay, hang on there.
Yep.
And then just use your thumb to just gently sort of push it down on the fork and then it'll roll over. That'll do. That looks good. So you just want those lines on the outside. And then you want to throw one in the boiling water to see if it's cooked. So just throw one in that boiling water you've got on the stove and we'll do a test. Jodie's obviously loving the empanada because she's chomping away there.
I know, isn't she? That's what I even wrote her a message.
Does she
Enjoy
like
yourself,
that?
Jodie?
Do you like that?
Can I make some room? Yeah, no, I'm going to try.
All right.
All right.
We've got some comments. We've got some comments in
Yeah,
here.
beautiful.
We've got Jennifer.
Let's hear the scores that our viewers sent in.
Yes, so Jenny said Ron 8, Abby 9, Sky 8.
Oh, guys, very good.
Yes, that's all that we've got. Does anyone else want to throw in a score out of 10 for the dishes? For those that have just jumped on, Brooke Anderson, Jodie munching on the job.
Just fill everyone in. I'll just fill everyone in on what everyone has made.
Yes.
So Abby and Jodie did Spanish empanadas with like a vegetarian kind of lentil stuffing with avocado salsa. Ron and Ellie did a fantastic Korean style beef bowl with seared, really thinly sliced Korean beef, fried egg, fried rice, beans and mushrooms with like a kind of sambal, chili sambal. And Sky and Ellie are knocking together a potato gnocchi with a beautiful bacon and bacon cream and onion sauce. Awesome. And they're just boiling it. So that gnocchi, Sky, once that gnocchi goes in the boiling water, what'll happen, it'll drop to the bottom of the pan and then it'll rise to the top. Once it's risen to the top, you want to take it out. You want to give it 1 or 2 minutes bobbing around. And if it's held together, if it hasn't completely fallen apart, oh my God, you've made gnocchi. Round of applause. Everyone up there. Yes. Beautiful.
That's pretty impressive.
You want to just get that into like a dish. Yeah, grab a dish, pop the gnocchi in, put a little bit of butter or something, oil in there so they won't all stick together once you've done them all. And you can put them into your platter. Fantastic.
Wow.
I'm happy. Beautiful. So I reckon final dish, we're going to go Ron, I reckon final dish, we do Ron 9, Abby 8.5, and Sky 9. Sky, I just know it's going to be amazing.
Oh, Jodie's like,
What are our scores so far, Jess?
Jodie's not happy with that. Jodie, you were just like lazing around the kitchen. You just moved from one to the other, putting it in your mouth.
You got 9 for your pantry. You got 9 for your pantry and 8.5. So, you tally all the scores, Jess.
Yes. So we got Ron 8, and then 9.
And another 9 from me for his final dish.
For his final dish, 9. Then we got Abs 9, then 8.5.
And what did Abs get from the viewer?
9.
Got a 9.
9.
And then Sky, she got an 8, and then an 8, and then from you, you've given her a 10.
Woo! 9.5, I think.
9. She got
Man,
9.
I've really got to get better at these maths.
On your phone.
Minor detail.
I've got so many devices going here, Joan. Like,
I
just
can imagine, love.
All right.
Guys, just
relax,
ask
man.
Guy's making the gnocchi. Like, she is just.
I'm just happy that one because I now know how to make pastry.
I know.
I don't even know how to get back.
That's a win.
That empanada pastry is it's a really good pastry. So you could use that for baking in the oven for like pies and stuff like that.
No,
But,
I
yeah.
don't have to buy that phyllo shit.
Butter. Where's
And I'm so proud of you too, Abby, even though that your food processor went on the brink, that you just threw it away, you just kept going.
I've got flour all in my pan.
We've got some
Got
more
stuff
in.
everywhere.
Simon. we got someone else, Simon McCarthy. I wonder who
Yes.
that is.
Oh,
What Simon said, he's a regular contributor to the show.
He is a regular contributor. This is Dom's husband.
oh.
Dom's-
More
Dom-
points.
Dom's husband is putting his vote. So here we go. So I just tell.
Yeah, he wasn't even
So-
watching.
He watches
watches all the
literally watches
time.
everything. He gives me feedback after the show. Don't you worry, he's watching. So Ron, he gives a 9, which I'm gonna
Well
put
deserved.
plus 9.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. Abs, he gives an 8. He gives an 8. And Sky, he gives an 8. Anyone else? Otherwise, I'll start tallying this up.
Yeah, tally them up. Let me just
Tally this up. I did really well just to get the other one. Now I've got to add more up. Jeez. Okay. So
Poppy, come to
it
say
is.
hi.
Oh, cute.
Oh,
That's my little baby girl. Look how cute. Look, Poppy, you're on TV.
Oh, that's changed things.
Oh, there's a little Poppy on there.
So final scores, if there are no one else, the final scores are, you ready?
Yes, go.
I feel it's a big reveal.
Ooh,
Ron with 35.
Ron, 35.
Ron 35. Abs
Woo.
34 and a half.
Woo!
And Sky 34, which means Ron takes it out.
Good Ron. Good Ron. Fantastic. Good work, Ron.
Go,
Thank
Ron.
you so much.
Jodie.
No deal.
Jodie's-
Yay for frozen food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. All
Absolutely.
with frozen food and
Well
spices.
done.
That's pretty impressive. Very impressive. And Sky, look, I must admit, I'm pretty impressed. You're making a gnocchi dish. You're at someone else's house. You've made this whole thing work for
I
you.
know, look,
That's
she's
great.
going to turn around and she's got the dish. Look at
Oh,
her.
wait for it. Hang
Body
on. Make sure you
like that.
speak so we can see it. Make sure you make some noise.
Ellie, get in there. Ellie, get in there. We want to see it. Oh,
Show us.
fantastic. That looks amazing.
Okay.
Give it up the plate.
Did you try one?
Yep.
Do you like it?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
You didn't try it.
Are they a bit too? Are they a bit
Yeah, they're too gluey.
Are they a bit gluey?
The potato
Yeah.
was way too hot.
You might need to just cook them a little bit more too. If they're a bit gluey inside, they made a little bit uncooked. So listen, when they
No,
sink,
they're not too bad with the sauce.
yeah, with the sauce that makes that up. When they sink to the bottom and they come back up, give them like 2 minutes and then take them out.
No, they're good. I
Yes.
think just the first one I didn't cook long enough. Oh, Ellie
Oh,
just took
yeah.
it.
Oh, you guys,
Wow.
I'm so proud of you all. You've all done exceptionally well. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes.
Well done.
Yes. And Jennifer says pastry and gnocchi is challenging. You rock. People saying hi there. Wool gnocchi is hard. Wool Sky. So you got a total fan club there, Sky, because everyone knows how hard gnocchi is.
Yeah, I know.
So
She's nailed it.
she has. So if there are no more questions, no more comments, I just want to thank you guys for being a part of another pandemic pantry and taking on what was in your pantry, because all of us, we're not going outside ever, are we? No, we wouldn't do that. That's against the rules. We're just going and staying in our homes and working out ways to be creative.
Yes. I think
Yes.
you should be a special host.
Host cook.
Host cook.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'd love to do that. I mean,
Thanks so much, Dom. I've learned a lot tonight.
Oh, guys, thank you. It was a real pleasure. It's an absolute delight. Thank you so much for allowing me to come into your homes. What's that, Jode?
I just tell him Ron it was rigged. We won.
Awesome.
Oh, really good,
Yes.
you guys. And if you guys need any more inspiration, I've got during my pandemic pantry, so I've got heaps of recipes and videos and stuff that I'm putting out. Just basically just cooking from my pantry at home. So, and giving some really great tips. But yeah, I've got that great video coming out and on YouTube. So I've only just started putting them up on YouTube. So don't go on there and go, oh shit, she's only got 2 videos.
Legend. I love it. Thank you.
No worries, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sky. You did amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you for
worries.
sharing.
Good luck with your kitchen, darling.
thanks, Ron. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks,
Bye.
Sky.
Bye.
Thanks, neighbour.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ab.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dom.
Okay,
All right. See you
bye.
guys. See ya. Bye.